Thomas was away at the works, so Doug had been called in to help in Thomas's absence. He already knew Percy and was soon friends with Toby too. Annie and Clarabel were very pleased to go out with him. "He's such a gentleman," they whispered to each other. They'd almost prefer him to Thomas. Doug had yet to meet everyone on the branch line. And one morning, as he sat happily at the station, Bertie Bus came racing up. "Hello," he tooted happily. "You must be Duck. I'm Bertie." "Good morning," smiled Duck in return. "It's nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you too," grinned Bertie. "Always nice to see a new face. Beats seeing old Thomas anyways." Duck chuckled. He was beginning to like this bus. "I say, you wouldn't fancy a race, would you?" Bertie ventured. Duck frowned. "A race? That's hardly a proper thing to do." "Oh, but it's quite fun," chirped Bertie. "Me and Thomas have once before, and—" "Racing about is dangerous," cut in Duck cordially. "I do my work properly, thank you." He puffed away before Bertie could say another word. For the rest of the day, Duck took no notice of Bertie whenever the two passed. He thought Bertie was silly and wanted nothing more to do with him. But the next morning, Duck was feeling cheerful again. He collected the coaches and set off happily along the line. Come along, he called. We're coming along, sang the coaches in reply. They were just rounding a bend when Duck suddenly noticed something. A tree had fallen onto the line in front of them. "Stop!" cried Duck in alarm. The driver applied the brakes, and Duck drew to a thankful stop. "We'll have to go back to the last station," sighed the driver. But just then they heard a voice. "Can I be of help?" There was Bertie on the road beside them. This time, Duck was glad to see him. "Please, can you send for help?" he asked. "I could do more than that," replied Bertie. "If I drop my passengers off, I can come back for yours and get them to the station." "That would be splendid," smiled Duck, relieved. So Bertie hurried away. And before long, he had collected Duck's passengers too. He went as quickly as he could, and they arrived at the station on time. Everyone gave him their thanks. Later that day, when the line was clear, Duck met Bertie again. "Thank you for helping me," he said. "I'm sorry I was so rude." "I guess there are advantages to racing about after all," grinned Bertie cheekily. The two laughed, and before long, they were chatting together like old friends.